Here we go, starting the stream up. Salute to Knicks Nation. Happy Sunday night, Knicks, to everybody out there. Another edition of the Quarantine Stream. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man JL's from Nick of Time Show. Today's episode, JL, so we're going to recap this week's Knicks news, talk a little bit about Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, a little update on the NBA, and we're going to talk about The Last Dance, the Chicago Bulls MJ documentary set to debut tonight. And how do we view it? How do we view it as Knicks fans? How do we view The Last Dance? So, salute to Knicks Nation out there. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well. All right, JL, so let's get into it. League updates. Not much so far. Obviously, with everything going on with the coronavirus, I think the sports leagues on the whole are just waiting to hear back as far as the leadership in this country, what decisions are going to be made on the state level, at the federal level, in terms of combating this virus. What we do know right now is that the general consensus is that there's not enough testing. People are looking for widespread testing of the general population to really determine how impacted we are as a country right now at this stage, who has it, who doesn't have it, and who could be impacted. I think until we get to that point, it's going to be hard to really resume sports. So what you're hearing from an option standpoint is isolating all the players and teams in potentially an off-site like a Vegas, and running the games without fans. And Los Angeles mayor has already come out and said there's going to be no sporting events with fans until at least 2021. The mayor of New Orleans has come out and they've canceled Jazz Festival. They've canceled Essence Festival. Some of the major events, two of the major events in this country. And so you got to think that games with fans, bro, whether they resume this year or not, it's going to be a while, man.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a while. And I mean, I'd rather have something than nothing. So if they can pull it out, they can pull it off. But I know the biggest concern, like you said, is with the testing. I guess it would look suspicious to the country if every NBA player ever got tested before anybody else symptoms or not.
That's another thing. There's going to be politics with that. Exactly. Do they declare sports essential business as they've been doing? In order to get all these athletes and not just the athletes, the trainers, the staff, all the supporting cast, getting them prioritized before you get the general public prioritized. That could be an issue too.
Yeah, that's a sticky situation if you're considering like what's going on with the country and who deciding that athletes and NBA players are more important than regular people. Once again, might make this thing a little bit difficult. So. Like you said, it's all really going to be up to the country and the government to see how this thing gets going, and it worries me a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, because they're saying they don't anticipate having events with fans until they actually have a vaccine out for this. The vaccine could take anywhere between a year to 6, depending on how successful they are at producing it. So I don't know, man. It could be a while before we see things get back to normal. I don't think they're gonna resume this season, man. I don't think they're gonna do that isolation quarantine thing in Vegas or something like that just to try to finish the season. I don't see them doing that, bro.
I don't think so either. I think it's a pipe dream at this point. I'm preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Yeah. I don't care if there's fans or not at this point. Just seeing some like live action basketball, trying to get like a finish on what happened would be amazing, because playoffs was supposed to start with today.
Yeah.
So it would be nice. It would have been nice, but it is what it is. We just kind of hope at this point that science saves sports for 2020.
That's it, man. That's it. And while we still got sports, we still got Knicks to talk about. A couple light feathered news that came across the wires this week. One was Berman's been on his game, man. Berman's been working.
Berman has stepped up, man.
While everybody on the beat's been, sleeping, Berman's putting in work. I mean, Begley's doing his thing. Obviously, he also works for a major network as well. But Berman's been working, and one of his articles this week talked about Kevin Knox and Leon Rose's question marks as it pertains to Knox. Obviously, with the season being cut short with about 20 games left, Rose did not get a chance to really evaluate his roster, and Knox being one of them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, obviously this year was a down year for Knox. He was down to 6 points, 2 rebounds.
Yeah,
Obviously the minutes were down as well.
as
Yeah,
expected.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as expected, the minutes were down as well. So the future at Knox could be murky at best because by this offseason, they'll have to decide whether or not they're going to pick up his hit the final year of his rookie option, or will they let him go into free agency after the next season.
Whew, is a lot. There's a lot for Knox to prove. I know you said this earlier, like his camp is pissed that he didn't get more playing time when Leon Rose first came over here. I think Leon was a little scared of rocking the boat. He kind of
Mm-hmm.
wanted to assess the situation beforehand, before he's made like some kind of absolute judgment and can say, "Hey, just play all the young guys." I don't know if he was just trying to get a look of Mike Miller full time as well, because he ordered Mike Miller just to play people that you think would win, and that definitely hurt Knox. At the end of the day, Knox's kid is still 20. I am Jay Ellis. Everybody knows Jay Ellis has been hard on Knox.
Hey, everybody. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, take a look at the chat. The chat has been going at it before we even got on here about Knox. So opinions are definitely polarizing, no doubt about
Yeah. Somebody said, I'm looking at your comments. It says Jay Ellis over
it.
Knox.
Over
Look it.
Knox, I saw that. I
And
saw that.
I'm not going to say I'm that good. I'm going to say Knox is going to beat me. You see, he is 6'7", but at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, look, what concerned you about this year, obviously the minutes were down. The overall production was down.
Yeah.
The 3-point shooting numbers were down. I think he was shooting around 34% from three last year in about 5 attempts, which was pretty decent. You know, this year was down. This year it was way down. You know, obviously being in lineups with Portis, being in lineups with Randall, with Morris in the beginning of the season didn't bode well for him. You had a lot of ball dominant guys that he was out there playing with. And obviously, as a guy like himself who hasn't really shown the propensity to be assertive,
Yeah.
it definitely impacted his game.
It definitely did impact his game. The only thing you can say about his game this year was towards the end of the year, his defense did get a little bit better. You notice his passing got a little better in the beginning of the season, but everything else kind of fell off a cliff. At the end of the day, the kid just needs more minutes.
Yeah.
And I really wish that there wasn't this stigma on the G League, because if there was any year for Knox to get some rhythm and go into the G League, this would be the year for him. With all the competition.
You heard Spencer. Spencer came on with us, said he thought Knox should have been sent to the G League. You know, again, that's just one opinion, but I agree with you. I agree with you because I feel like he needed the minutes, and as you said, his camp was tight that he wasn't getting the minutes that they felt he should have gotten. As you said, later on this season, you liked how his passing ability was definitely on display, and the stat that I had from last show, from Mike Vorkanoff, Knox as a pick and roll ball handler last season, 224 possessions. He averaged 0.88 points per possession. That was good for the 64th percentile in the league. This season, 86. You went from 224 to 86. And this season, he's down to 0.64 points per possession in the 18th percentile.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I really wanted to see more of from him, even when I watched him in the Summer League 2 years ago. When he first came on the scene, was, getting the rebound, jumping on the break, and really establishing himself as a playmaker. Yes, at times you kind of saw him with that, that deer in the headlights where he would just go coast to coast, no adjustment on his finishes. Mm-hmm. But I think they really missed the opportunity this year to really get him in the pick and roll and get him out there as a playmaker.
And how could you though? Because like I don't really blame Knox for that. Like look at who we had there. We had Marcus Morris for half the season who demanded the ball. Julius Randle who demanded the ball. Like there was no real opportunities for Knox to be a pick and roll guy from the wing. Like I don't. Like yeah. I don't really blame Knox for that. His role was significantly diminished because of the best that was on his team right now.
Yeah.
So. It's just kind of the games you play when you're trying to balance winning and development at the same time. Some things like that happen.
These things happen. These things happen. Let's go to JJ from the A. He wants to weigh in on this Knox topic. JJ, how you feeling, man?
What's good, CP? What's up, J. Ellis?
What's going on?
How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Good, man. I really just want to talk about Knox. Basically, I feel like Knox, he's like it was confidence with Knox this season, and with the Knicks bringing in Morris, it was just too much. I really felt like they should have just allowed Knox to develop, and they took errors, but they brought in too many forwards.
Yeah,
and it really kind of brought his confidence down. And I want to ask you guys a quick question, and then I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
If Denny and Obi are still on the board, who are you guys going for?
At what number?
6.
Man, I was more.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I will go with Denny over Obi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Outcome. Go ahead with your reason. Go ahead.
Honestly, I've been watching a little bit of film. I haven't been doing too much film, but I've been watching him. And honestly, this kid, he's like to me, he kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Ben Simmons.
Okay.
As far as his passing.
All right, I'm gonna cut you off because your connection was kind of muffled. JL's, where would you go with it?
Before that, I was leaning towards Obi. I might go Denny. I might be swayed to go Denny because of the potential of more complete game and the lack of lateral movement there is with Obi. I'm still thinking. Right now. I might go Denny by a hair right now.
Yeah.
But, only because of Spencer, really.
Right.
Only because of Spencer, really. Because before, I liked the versatility of Obi, and it seemed like the 3-point shooting was there, the passing was there, but all that seems to be there with Denny as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if those catch and shoot numbers is as high as he said they were, and he's a complete player, then I'm like, all right, cool. Well, maybe it won't be a wash first year of development for just him trying to find a shot. You know what
right.
I mean?
I think if all things are considered, unless you're really looking at Obi Toppin as like some sort of generational athlete, I would go with Denny. Just having a more well-rounded arsenal to his game, a higher IQ, somebody that can really move the ball, an extra facilitator out there that can get his guys involved. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with Randall. I'm not so sure that they're going to be so quick to trade Randall. One, because I don't know what his market looks like. And two, I don't think they're just going to give him away for nothing. I still think that they will try to continue to play with him and have him as part of the development, quote unquote. So I don't think they're just going to be so quick to get rid of Randall. And so for that reason, I'm not so sure that they would even pick Obi.
Right.
So I would go with Denny. I saw people saying, he's next Hazonia and stuff. I can't tell you what he's going to be. Next Hazonia, next what. I'm just talking about what we need right now and what we already have. Yes, Obi's 3-point abilities look to be a little bit better than Randall's. We'll see what happens when he gets to the league, and you get quicker, stronger, taller guys against him, running him out, running him off the 3-point line. We'll see how that works with him. But I think between the two, I would go with Denny.
All right, I'm still debating that.
Yeah.
And Spencer swayed me. Spencer swayed me a lot. I'll say that. He had me really start to rethink things. So I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper before I have my full on definitive answer, because I was definitely Obi for a while. Because I seen the tape on him, he looked really good, and I just seen him like really being able to kind of contribute right away on the offensive end. Like it didn't seem like at least offensively. Yeah, I know defensively there's gonna be some work. I feel like he can get better in the post. Him not being able to close out on shooters, like Spencer said, is a big concern.
Right. His defensive woes are definitely what jump off the charts.
Right.
The defensive woes definitely is what jumps off the charts. I definitely agree.
It's just what can be fixed and what can't.
Right.
What can be fixed?
Let's hear from Jay from Florida. Jay, weigh in on the question, man. If we're at 6, I know you're not picking Halliburton, but if it's Denny and Obi, where would you go if you pick it 6?
No way I'm picking Halliburton.
I know that.
I was looking at Knox haircut. Before I get into the pick, I was looking at Knox haircut. Knox haircut is so trash, bro.
bro, come on,
it looked like
man.
a helmet on top of his head.
Come on.
Oh my
David
God.
Go with the Caesar. Go with the high top like he had. I think that's the problem. His haircut, bro. It's terrible. Anyway, I've been watching tape, man, because we all locked down. Yesterday we were watching the 99 Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did we have during 99? We had wings.
Yeah.
2 super elite wings, Spree and
Fire. We had fire and ice, man. Fire and ice.
Yep.
To me, Isaac Okoro from Auburn is who I'm picking. I've been looking at tape all week. That kid got a lot of fire. He plays like Westbrook. He plays like Spree. And then RJ at a 2 and a 3, you might have something. If you look at Schmidt and them boys from ESPN, they had him at 3 going to Atlanta. So he's moving up. That's the way we need to look at it. If we don't get a guard, we got to look at Isaac Okoro, man. He might be the one to pair with RJ for the next 10 years and bring back the Spree and the H2O. And we back in the game, fellas.
Okay.
What do you say you wanted?
He wanted Isaac Okoro. You're talking about at 6, right? Or just period? Is that
At
the number?
6. Maybe
at 6.
Get him at 6.
Okay. What about your boy Cole Anthony, man? Your boy Cole Anthony said he'd love to be a Knick, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, because I'm all about the chuckers. Right? Cole, I'm cool with Cole because Cole might score 30 in the garden on 10 for 45, but I'm cool with that.
You cool? You cool with shooting 20%?
I want him to come in the garden and light it up, bro. I don't care about the efficiency. Just no Halliburton, no Denny. I'm not doing Denny. I'm sorry. I was looking at Denny doing some one-on-one workouts. No, bro, he's not Luka. He's not. He just don't got it to me, man. It got to be Isaac Okoro. It got to be Cole. It got to be LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, or bust. That's it. That's what I'm going for, bro.
Okay.
Or bust.
Or bust. That's it, man. All right, Jay. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
see my comment right there? Bring him home. You see that? You see I'm up there?
Oh, that. Wait. This is you, Justified Jay, right here. Justified Jay on Instagram. All right. There we go. So, okay. All right. I was just making sure you didn't miss it, man. just making sure you didn't miss it. Appreciate it, bro.
All right.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Be bored.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Couple super chats came in, JLs. We got Mr. Jama9 says, do we have time to wait for Knox? I mean, yeah. I mean, how much time do we have? We rebuilding right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Certain guys, like I said, we don't really have time for DSJ because we already have man guards in the depth chart, and we're probably going to get more coming up in the draft. Knox, they're going to decide whether or not they're going to extend him. He's DSJ's closer to free agency than Knox, right? Knox is 1 year behind them.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to have to earn his minutes. I understand that, but to say we don't have time, we got time for him. He's 20 years old, bro.
He is 20 years old, but there could be some competition coming. You don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, but I just feel like the competition from the guard spot is going to be much more, pressing in terms of making decisions. You know, we have to wait too many guys. We got Frank, you got DSJ, you got to figure out Peyton, you have to figure out ISO, but ISO they probably let walk.
I feel you, but you know what it is too. Because you're looking at Iggy in the G League.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You're looking at Iggy in the G League, and he was lighting it up. He was hitting double digits, getting double-digit rebounds, hitting threes, turnover, post-ups from left shoulder, right shoulder, and you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe you can do that in the NBA. We'll see what happens. So that's like the little sleeper competition that Knox might have next season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he's able to hit shots, and he's already ahead of Knox, you know, as far as just NBA IQ, then that's another little sneaky competition that Knox has.
Yeah, you might be right, man. That might be right. You know, it takes me back to our guest Jack Pilgrim from Kentucky Sports Radio that we had when we were talking about the Kentucky guys, and you know his observations were kind of similar. You know, saying that Knox kind of struggled to really find his role in his first year, so much that he was considering coming back for a second year. They played him at the 2 some in Kentucky.
So now we know that Fizz wasn't the first player.
Right. So Cal, it started with Cal. Cal had issues trying to figure out Knox's fit. So, you know, combine that with how young he is. I don't know. I just think we got to give this kid some more time to figure himself out.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, we got to give him some more time to figure himself out. More super chats. Kaiser Sose 718. He says, play all the young guys next year. Keep Knox. Get rid of bum vets. Okay. All right. JJ Hand said we need to trade Knox for a top 20 pick. JJ, I don't think you're gonna get that type of deal. I don't think this is a top 20 pick type team. Yeah, I don't think they call it for him like that, JJ. But if you could, hey, I guess you would have to pull it. Michael, what'd you say?
I was saying, what league?
Yeah.
Like top 20 G League.
Yeah, right. Michael Parker in the chat, he says, once Knox is traded, Iggy can get his minutes. Knox should have spent time in the G League playing management. Either way, his ship has sailed. So Michael Parker's he's not buying that time. You know, to answer the first guy. Again, JLs, he's gonna be looking at his third coach in 3 seasons, bro.
Yeesh.
Third. Count Calipari, that's 4.
Yeesh.
In 4 years, a new voice, a new system, a new style, new players probably. I don't know how many this offseason, but not making excuses for him, but I'm just putting it out there of what could potentially be impacting this kid's growth and development. Everybody's different. Everybody reacts to it differently. But
yeah, man. New coach, new role, new everything. Everybody's gone through. All the young guys have pretty much gone through. The only person who's really had some sort of semi-stability is Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Really.
That's it. True story. Mr. Achama says Knox, Randall for Gary Harris or Levine. I don't know if you get that off.
There is no way. Who do they think? They must think we have Masai Ujiri on this team.
Hey, don't discredit Leon Rose's ability for the swindle, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, you know, Gary Harris will be a nice pickup. He's a good defender too, man. Gary Harris.
Yeah, but nice Knox and who?
Yeah,
not straight up.
Nah, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen,
man.
But Gary Harris, I'd be interested in. Levine, he stepped it up. I mean, scoring numbers are there. Definitely stepped it up.
You
know. But again, is he a Randall?
Is he a Randall?
Is it empty stats?
Yeah, he never. How old is he too? He's definitely some guy. You know, he's better than anything we have.
Yeah, for sure. That's not saying too much though, Jails. I mean, come on. Bad Book One in the chat. He's a Chi-Town fan. Zach LaVine's 25. Jails. Zach LaVine. Bad Book One in the chat. What was your thoughts on Zach LaVine this year? 25-4. That put up good numbers, bro. 25-4. Oh no, what was the shooting percentage this year? Let's see. 45%, 38 from 3, 80% from the free throw line, JLs.
Yeah, better than anything we have on the team.
Yes.
Better than everything we have on the team. It's like, I'm not. It's like, I think we had this conversation before. I feel like this is like a deja vu moment about Zach.
Yeah, we did. We did. I was just throwing it out there, but yeah, we did have the Levine conversation. Next super chat, Kaiser Sose says, "Why would we want to get rid of a top 10 draft pick only 2 years later? 2 years. He didn't even play last year." Well, for one, because we are Knicks fans. Don't forget that. Patience.
That's some Knicks stuff.
Patience is not a virtue here. Let's just be real. And he did play a lot last year, JLC. He averaged 28 minutes a game last year. So he did play a lot. Obviously the numbers weren't there, but I agree with him wholeheartedly. We got to have patience for this kid. He's 20 years old. Let's give him some time to figure it out, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm Yo, somebody got mad at me for wanting to trade Knox for, I think, marketing. Somebody got mad at me. It's like, why would you trade me? We need wings. We need wings. Like, yeah, we need wings. That's why we have RJ. Like,
there you go. There you go.
I was trying to get RJ. I was thinking about the wings too. I'm trying to give RJ space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Now, like it'll be easier to make that decision if he was further along, but he still. If I end up moving Knox for marketing, they both got drafted in the same year. They're both young, so to me, that's not like such a bad.
That wouldn't be a bad trade, depending on the rest of the parameters. But that would
right. I think I said Knox and maybe a second. That's what I'm thinking. But who
if
knows
you could get that for marketing, I would do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Yeah,
yes. Did I say that?
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, exactly. He's more proven, so
I would definitely.
I got killed for that, but who cares?
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Let's see. Bad Book 1. Salute to Bad Book 1 in the chat. He says, salute to all Knicks fans. I'm getting ready for the last dance. Just found out his mom has coronavirus. Please stay safe and thoughts and prayers. Salute to Bad Book 1, man. Definitely. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope that your mom has a speedy recovery. Definitely stay safe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, man. Tough thing. Like I said, we're all kind of dealing with it, either directly or through 6 degrees of separation. So we know JJ from Brooklyn, his aunt passed away as well. So
yeah, salute.
Yeah,
a lot of Knicks fans are nurses too. Shout out to all the Knicks fans out here that are nurses.
Yeah.
A lot of family members are sick in the hospital passed. So shout out to all the essential workers, grocery people,
everybody, man.
Everybody going through it, man.
Everybody putting their lives out there on the line, man. We appreciate you, man. Back to the phone, jails. Let's go to Jay Boogie from North Carolina. He wants to talk about the 6th pick. Jay, how you feeling, man?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
What's good? I'm good, man. How y'all doing, man? Everybody staying healthy and safe, man?
Yeah, trying to, man.
It's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see y'all, man. Warming up to the last dance, man. I'm getting ready for Mike.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, some of that situation with Kevin Knox, too, man, is it comes along with us not having the type assistant coaches that could develop players on that bench, too. So we can't put all the blame on Kevin Knox. Some of it, we can. But when it comes to that 6th pick, if Young 50 is on that board, I'm grabbing him. That's J. Cole. Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony. All right.
For real. All right. But I'm gonna give y'all another scenario that everybody's sleeping on with the 27th pick.
Mm-hmm.
That boy Jamarius Ramsey down there at Texas Tech. Y'all need to check his footage. I told y'all about that boy quickly in Kentucky, and y'all was unsure. A week later, he was SEC Player of the Year.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Quickly could shoot it,
so,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Quickly could definitely shoot it. He could be a potential target in the 2nd round. Ramsey, we gotta check out.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Anthony, Ramsey, Quickly.
Straight like that, JLs.
Anthony, Ramsey.
Straight like that, man. Hey, yo, but
go ahead, Jay.
Y'all continue on staying healthy, doing what y'all do, man. As soon as I hang up, man, I'm gonna pass that Cash App off.
Appreciate it, Jay. Appreciate it, man. Jay's been holding us down, man. Appreciate the donations, Jay, and to everybody that's been supporting us with the donations, super chats, cash apps, everyone. We definitely appreciate all of that. Definitely goes to paying some overhead and keeping the lights on. So we definitely appreciate everybody supporting the movement, man. Remember, this show is available in audio podcast format as well: Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, and Stitcher. So if you can't catch us on YouTube, you can catch us on any of those platforms. If you're on Apple, if you're an Apple Podcast, iTunes listener, if you guys can leave us a review, it would definitely go a long way. So we definitely appreciate that. I've been hearing Ramsey's name a lot too, JLs. Jamarius Ramsey from Texas Tech. I got to take a look at him. I'm not even going to front like I see much of his game. And he mentioned Quickly. Quickly shot damn near 50% from 3 for Kentucky.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. He reminds me of a Lou Will type. And we have that on the team.
Spark plug off the bench. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We have that on the team. I mean, I think he's just an undersized 2 guard, really. In Quickly.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, do you really want an undersized 2 guard? We could have traded for Malik Monk if that was the case.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, we got ISO Zoe. Why not give ISO Zoe a little extended look?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. And to his point too about the trainers, I feel like the Knicks got a bunch of development assistants on the team. That was the plan when they got him here. I guess the real question is, what is development and how long does it take? Because we got let's say a lot of the guys that we drafted were drafted with the notion that they will all be projects. Like when we first got Frank, everybody was saying, at least I was saying, that's going to be a 3. Like what I was saying about the trainer, we got a lot of like development guys on his staff, from Mike Miller on down, Lou from the Lakers. Got a lot of those guys, but I guess the question is like how long does it take to really develop these guys? Because a lot of these guys that we took were seen as projects, even though they were drafted in the top 10. Frank Ntilikina was seen as a 3-year project in my eyes, 3 to 4 years. The same thing with Kevin Knox. So, I mean, people kind of had to expect a slow start from these guys, and maybe they are being developed and it's incremental. And we, like you said before, we just have to be a little more patient to see results.
Gotta be patient, man. Development ain't linear, man. As they say, development is not linear. And listen, this is not to say that Kevin Knox is going to turn into a steady rotation player. It's not to say that he's going to turn into an all-star. It's not going to say nothing. It's to say, do we have the patience to stick it through and see what he can become? That's what it's about. Right. Again, he's not these players, but if you look at Paul George, if you look at the Freak, if you look at Siakam, none of those guys were just coming out gangbusters, man. It took those guys a while to come around and figure out who they really were in this league. And like you said, some of it's on the development and some of it is on the player. The bottom line is the Knicks should be in the position to stick this thing through and see what happens. Now, to Jay from Florida's point, if you go out and get an Okoro, maybe that pushes Knox out of things. Or if you think about an Okoro, you think about Iggy as well. Now things could change. You go out and go get a 3-and-D wing early in the draft, things could change. This whole conversation could be moot.
Yeah.
So again, just something to think about. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Had a bit of technical difficulties with the stream, but we are back up and running. We got closing in on 400 on YouTube, so make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button for you boys. So to everybody watching on Facebook, we see you guys as well. Let's take a couple phone calls. Ace of Spade in the chat says, those players you mentioned had more structure and a stable coaching situation. I got to go back and see. I know Paul George, you had Vogel, and you had Nick Millen. Sure. Raptors, definitely sure in the case of Siakam. The Bucks, they had Jason Kidd. They give some credit to Jason Kidd for unleashing the freak. Now you have Budenholzer. I believe there may have been one more coach prior to Kidd on the Bucks. Was it Del Negro? Was it Freak there when Del Negro's coaching the Bucks? I gotta go back and think. But anyway, not important. But fair points. Fair points. Stability is also important.
Yes, when
you're talking about development as well.
Very important. It helps that you have talent too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, fair points, man. Let's go to Hans in the Bronx. Hans, how you feeling, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Big fan of the show. Been watching since 2018 Summer League.
Oh, respect, man. Damn, okay. Yeah, he's been an OG. He's an OG fan, JLs. Appreciate it, bro.
OG.
Yeah, love the show. I wanted to talk about the 6th pick, but since we're on the topic of Knox, Knox situation in New York has been very unusual. He's had like 3-4 coaches. I think it's Leon Rose's responsibility to surround the young players with coaches and coaches, shooting coaches, everything that a functional franchise like the Utah Jazz or the Raptors have.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed. That was one of the questions that people had this year in terms of is the Knicks development staff adequate, right? You have other teams like the Sixers, like the Raptors, who have 10 to 13 people who have roles that are just specific to development. So is it enough? Is it adequate? I can't tell you whether it is or it isn't. We just see that on the product on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like it so far, but we'll see. And time will tell.
Time will definitely tell.
Yeah,
man.
we picked them as a project. We picked them as a project, understanding that, but it's been very, in my eyes, it's been very disappointing him watching on the court with the effort and the shooting percentages going down. It's very discouraging, but it's New York. It's very tough to play in New York.
It's tough. It's tough, man. And if he's reading his Twitter and Instagram, it ain't gonna get no better, buddy. So you better stay off that and stay on the Fortnites, because it's getting hot. But yeah, listen, Dales, we know people question the heart, question the motor. That is certainly not there right now. That we can say it's not there consistently, but it goes back to my point of getting him more opportunities to get involved in the offense, establishing him more as a playmaker, right? We ran these numbers earlier last year, 224 possessions as the lead pick and roll ball handler. This year, 86. Get him more involved, get him more active in the offense so that he can get his confidence up. And then the shooting, which we all know, we all see that his form can be good.
Something there.
It'll all come around. We got what I'm trying to say, get him in a better rhythm.
Yeah.
Don't just have him sitting in the corner as your catch and shoot guy, which is what he was basically relegated to this year. Get him more involved in the offense.
Yeah. Maybe more second unit stuff. I don't know. Because with RJ here, I'm going with RJ over Knox for sure. Julius Randle, I can move him if I want. Depending on what point guard we have. If Frank is here, then maybe you give Knox more touches. If Frank is in the lineup. If Elfrid is here, I don't know. It gets tricky. So it's all about lineups. It's all about opportunities. And will he get it later? I'm not sure.
Not too
I'm
sure.
Not sure. I will say this. Shout out to Macri. He's been saying that the reason why he's not down on the kid is because he puts in a lot of work.
He does.
Off the court, and we saw some of the benefits being reached by the defense he played because of the work he's put in. So he's a hardworking kid. Hopefully, all the hard work pays off, and we'll see if he's still here when the hard work actually does pay off.
Time will tell, man. Salute to B.I. Wells, sent us a super chat. He says he's about to watch The Last Dance. Salute to Brett. I see you. Salute to Straight Shine, sends us a $2 super chat as well. And we got Ralphie Hyman Miller sends us a super chat. JL's Ralphie says, big fan of the show, huge Knicks fan. Don't give up on Knox. He was stroking it in the beginning of the season and got more shots. When it got more shots, then went down with a lack of confidence. So Ralphie is in the Knox camp. Okay. Salute to Ralphie and thanks for supporting us. All right, next call.
Knox T in the background. Knox T.
There you go. It's Knox T's at the Nick of Time show. Merch. Get your merch. Johnny from the Bronx, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, I don't like the Knicks hate, man. I think Knox is good. You just got to compare him to Greek Freak, man. You got to give him time, let him grow. I'm tired of the Knicks trading all the young players, man. We've been trading for years.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
We traded Shane Fry. We traded Iman Shumpert. We traded with David Lee. I'm tired of trading young players, man. We gotta let them grow.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Listen, he preaches to the choir, man. We gotta have patience for our young guys. Definitely. Who's gonna break the Charlie Ward curse? The curse of Charlie Ward, Jay Ellis.
Woo.
I think it's gonna be Frank.
It's a chance.
I think it's gonna be Frank, and the
It's a
Frank
chance.
haters are not gonna be happy about
Ooh,
it.
that's gonna be hilarious if that
Yeah,
happens.
I think it's gonna be Frank. Ian Begley came out this week in his mailbag and said that obviously we knew that the Knicks were actively shopping Frank over the past 2 off seasons and trade deadlines. Now he doesn't think that's the case right now. And so I think Frank will get a deal, man. I think Frank will be the first rookie since Charlie Ward, J. Ellis, to get a second contract with the Knicks.
Break the curse.
Draft pick. First drafted.
Break the curse. Break the curse.
Yeah.
That might be the first one.
Yeah.
For sure. And Mitch doesn't count, does he? Does Mitch count?
Mitch was second rounded. Yeah, he was drafted. I think ISO's the one that doesn't count because technically ISO's on his second deal, but he went undrafted.
Okay.
So we're talking about straight draft.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, super chat too from Mango Man says Iggy 6'6" Knox should play power forward anyways. Keep both.
Yeah, well, I think the challenge with Knox is he gonna be fast enough to keep up with the threes? Is he going to be strong enough to keep up with some fours? What is the ideal matchup for him to keep him on the court that doesn't hurt you defensively?
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the enigma. Why we don't? He's not developed enough in any one section to say this is where he belongs. He's going to definitely be effective here. There's going to be some type of mismatch. No matter what position he plays in the NBA right now.
Agreed. Let's hear from this guy, JLs. We haven't heard from him in a while. He goes by the name of Max from the Bronx. Max, welcome back to the show, man.
Max.
Yo, what's going on, man? I got over this whole Corona thing, man. I got hit with it like everybody else, man.
Wow. Happy to see you back, man. Happy to see you back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like everybody gonna get it at some point. Because there's nothing you really could do. You all you have to do is be near a person, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then that's all it takes, man.
Hey, man. Well, listen. Some
good.
people didn't make it out of it,
weeks,
so
man.
let's be thankful that you're here talking Knicks.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So the thing with Knox is, right? He looked fine his first year. Like he was decent his first year, but the second year the Knicks always mess up development. That they brought in Morris and they brought in Randall, 2 people who need the ball all the time. So they basically relegated him to some catch and shoot guy, but he's not really like that. He can catch and shoot, but he can dribble the ball. He can make passes out the pick and roll. He can do a lot more than what he showed. He did improve on defense this year. I think he blocked a couple shots. But I think his whole thing is he has to play.
Yeah.
And like you just like you read that article about Julius Randle, how most of the players don't really vibe with him like that. Because you see him do the stupid ass spin move and turn the ball over. Like you gotta give your young players all the room to grow. You can have these veterans that need the ball all day long.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and listen, I think free agency messed up a lot of players, JLs. A lot of them we saw Dotson, we talked about ISO, we talked about Frank. It messed them up. It messed them up. And yes, you could argue the minutes should have been earned. But I think, again, with a team that's going absolutely nowhere, what is the long-term plan, even with the free agents that you brought in here, JLs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what, too? I think, like I was saying before, you can argue that, he should have been getting minutes earlier. But definitely after the All-Star break, Marcus Morris gone. I feel like a switch should have been hit. And Kevin Knox should have played a lot more at that time. You know what I mean? So at least a little bit more. So I think that's the big thing to me. That's really the big thing to me. Now, I will say this. The people who actually earn their minutes, like Frank, towards the end of the year, it is more gratifying knowing, I earned these minutes and there is value in that because now it's more like, hey, I belong. more than this is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I just wish that I don't know. I feel like Knox should have been given the benefit of the doubt a little bit more.
He's a draft pick.
Yeah,
he's a draft pick.
And also personally, I feel like he has played badly, but I feel like there's a few spots where he actually played well.
Yeah.
And similar to what was with Frank, I feel like the coach kind of pulled him too early, even on some of those games when he's playing well. So I think that was an issue as well.
Yeah.
And of course, the season ending fast didn't help anything.
I agree, man. Let's talk about The Last Dance real quick, Jails. We were coming up 8 minutes left before it starts. Is it okay to watch this as a Knicks fan with glee? How do you watch this as a Knicks fan? Do you watch it and say, "Oh, this is cool," or do you watch it and say, "Damn, this is painful"? Like, how do you watch the Last Dance as a Knicks fan, man? What do you think, bro?
All right. Before I even answer that question, CP, let me just get into my history. Right? I back in the day, right? I'm a diehard Knicks fan, Patrick Hugh and all that other stuff. Everybody was rocking Jordans. I condemned everybody who rocked Jordans around me when I was growing up. I was like, "How dare you? Where are you used?" That's what it was. That was the temperature back then. All right. Now the wounds have healed a little bit. I actually purchased like a Jordan drawstring backpack 3 years ago because it was good quality.
Okay. All right.
So as of now today, in April 19, 2020, I am more willing to sit there and enjoy the ride because the pain is healed. You know, it's kind of like an old ex-girlfriend. You're over it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you moved on, found somebody new.
And you're glad she's doing okay, sort of. Yeah. I get you.
That's where I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Man. It might be a little bit painful, but because it's on tape, but you can enjoy, you know, a little bit of what happened, and you can also enjoy that little move from Allen Houston.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think I look at it the same way. I think, well, number one, this particular documentary really focuses on their last year together because it was 9-7, 9-8, and despite them still being on top of their game, management was going to dismantle that team no matter what. And so, you know, I look at it like I'm over the disappointment and the heartache. Listen, we went 26-61 against that team, bro, in Jordan's time. That's damn near 75% losing percentage.
Jesus Christ!
All right,
we kept us in the ring, man.
You know, it was a heated rivalry, but they always got the best of us. They always kicked our ass, JLS. We had our chances, though. We had our chances. 89, the bomb squad year, we were the 2 seed in the East. Bulls were the 6 seed. They took out the Cavs, which were the 3 seed. That was on the shot. Jordan over Elo. Mm-hmm. Then they came to MSG. We had home court advantage. We lost in 6. Jordan averaged 35 and 10. Then you had 9-2, 9-3 series. A lot of people look at that series as a Charles Smith series. But remember, we also had home court advantage in that series. The Knicks won 60 games in that year. That 9-2 team was known as one of the best teams to never win it.
Whew.
They won the Atlantic, won 60 games, JLs, had home court advantage. Not only that, they won the first 2 games and lost. They won the first 2 games against the Bulls. They lost the 3rd game by 20 points in a game where Jordan didn't even have a great game. Check these stats, JLs. He still scored 22 points. He went 3 for 18 from the field. But he made up his points on the free throw line. 16 and 17 from the free throw line. And we lost that game by 20 points, bro.
Oh, that was the time people complain about the foul calls LeBron gets.
Oh, MJ was living at the line, bro.
You haven't seen anything.
He was living at the line, bro.
You thought you think LeBron has preferred treatments?
Yeah.
Watch those old Jordan games and how if the assistant coach breathes on Jordan, he's getting that fast.
Yes. Yeah. And it was funny because I was listening to the Woj podcast where he had Patrick Ewing and Van Gundy on, and Van Gundy talked about that. He talked about it. He gave a story where he was talking to an NBA official like during a break of one of their playoff series, and the official was like, yeah, you know, talking about basically how Jordan and Phil Jackson used to always try to work the refs, and soften them up to get the favorable calls. So definitely right on that. So we had our chances though. 88, we had our chances. 92, 93, we definitely had our chance. Obviously 94, we got the best of him, but he wasn't there.
Yeah. Does it count?
I mean, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it, but it's kind of just like, that's how I look at it. Like, damn, like when we really beat him when it counted, he wasn't there. But you know, it just is what it is. And then obviously when they leave again, when he leaves again, 9-7, 9-8, we would go to the finals in 9-8, 9-9.
Right.
So that's how I remember Jordan, man.
Yeah.
Without him, we would have had at least 2 chips.
Yeah, man. He stopped a lot of chips.
We should have had at least 2. You know, you got to respect the greatness of his airness, respect the greatness of the team, what they accomplished. And yeah, that's just it, man. It's shared dominance, man. But you know,
you watching?
Yeah, I'll be watching. I'm gonna go watch. I'm about to go watch in a little bit, man. I can't not watch. You know, that's history. It's history of our game, regardless of you know where we came out of it. Obviously, we came out with a lot of L's. But you know what? Yesterday was a great day for the Knicks and the fan base, man. They ran through the whole 9-9 run on MSG Classics yesterday, man. So yeah, it was good. It was good, man. They started with Knicks versus Pacers, a pivotal regular season game that really positioned the Knicks to make the playoffs. You know, they were teetering on the brink. Van Gundy's job was at stake. The team was really battling to try to make the playoffs, so they had that. And then they had they did Knicks versus Miami, the Houston shot. They did the Houston shot. Then they did Knicks Pacers game 3 at the Garden, the LJ shot.
Oh yeah.
Then they did game 6, which was the closeout and clinching to make it to the finals. And then that was it, JLs. That was all the programming for the night. We didn't need to see the finals. We know what happened. They just gave you the good news. And that was it, man. So, yeah, yesterday was a good day, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Viewing is healthy.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, 2 things. 9-6, 9-7, we missed the chance to get at them with the brawl. The NBA and the Heat screwed us.
Oh, yes.
Because we ended up losing to the Heat.
When Van Gundy almost got ducked by Camby. That was the illest punch that never connected.
Yeah, facts.
Yo, because dude cocked back so far. And he already has like a 6'11" reach, 7-foot reach. So that cock back is not a regular cock back.
No. Camby's haymaker would have thrown Van Gundy through the earth. It would have been a Mortal Kombat style fatality, bro.
Lord, did that connect? That would be some Dragon Ball Z status.
It would have been like a Street Fighter all time. He might have split him in half, bro. He might have split Van Gundy in half with that haymaker.
Oh man.
So you had 9-6, 9-7. Ultimately, we lose to the Heat because of the brawl, and then 9-7, 9-8. That's when Andrew Lang cheap shots Ewing. He breaks his wrist. Comes back too late. They had trouble really getting him integrated back into the swing of things, and they get rocked. They got washed by the Pacers, I think 4-1. I think they lose in 5. And so we missed 2 more opportunities to really get at the Bulls with teams that, you know, maybe could have had a stronger effort.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah, man. It's like,
yeah.
The brawl, and that's back in the days too, when you hear stories about those guys in the 90s, they'll come in there and hurt you on purpose.
Yes. Yep.
That was the goal.
Hell yeah.
Your goal was to hurt you on purpose, and if they knew you had a bad knee, bad wrist, whatever,
they were going right at it.
Right at it. Yeah. Hit it by accident on purpose.
They were going right at it, man. Let's take 2 more quick phone calls. Quinn from Baltimore, he wants to talk about the documentary, and James Wiseman. Quinn, how you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Yo, first of all, I'd like to say I'm 40 years old. I grew up with all the Knicks stuff, you know what I mean? I grew up through the heartbreak, the good playoff years. We never won. All y'all trying to watch that new Jordan documentary should be ashamed of yourself. Dead all of that, yo. Dead 'em. I grew up in Yonkers, New York, yo. All of y'all New York fans, yo, dead all of that. I'll tell you what, man.
He kept it a buck. Quincy, listen.
I can't be mad.
I can't be mad at that. Quinn, I can't be mad at that, bro. I can't be mad at that at all, man.
Dead all of that. I was young. I forgot what age I was. I'm 40 years old right now. In 94, how old was I? Born in 1979.
Oh, you gotta
but
do the math.
I know I felt like crying.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, yo, no, it's just a game. Don't worry about it. I was like, shut up.
It was just no game. Ball is life, man.
This is life. This ain't a
Ball
game.
is life. I'm
not even going to talk about all of that. You know,
right.
what I really wanted to call was, y'all got me hyped with all of that.
I understand.
We're not going to get LaMelo Ball.
Why not?
But what is the realistic option in the draft pick for the Knicks?
I think it's whatever the lottery. Let's get to
I'll
the
hear
lottery
y'all
first.
on the other side.
Let's get to the lottery first, Quinn. You know, JLs?
Yeah, we got to win something.
What's realistic is the lottery. And again, another wild card is what will Golden State do? Let's say Golden State gets the first pick and the Knicks get 2 or 3. You know, LaMelo could still be there for the Knicks. Golden State is not going to pick LaMelo. Right? That we know. They're not going to pick LaMelo.
Nah.
The next team up, if it's Cleveland, do they pick LaMelo? No. I mean, they got Sexton, they got Garland there. Do you see them really picking LaMelo? I see Anthony Edwards.
I can see them picking LaMelo.
I can't see that. I see them going Anthony Edwards first.
They pick I mean, I'm not saying it's a definite, but they already picked Garland knowing they had Sexton.
That's true. And it is Cleveland. You just don't know.
Exactly. I still remember when Timberwolves kept picking point guards for like 4 years. Remember that?
Yeah. They picked Johnny Flynn and Rubio in the same draft and skipped over Steph Curry.
And everybody was like,
yeah, they skipped. They had Johnny Flynn and Rubio, same draft, and skipped over Steph, man.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Listen, again, in that scenario, if a Golden State, Cleveland, Knicks get 3rd, I would think Golden State goes Wiseman, Cleveland goes Edwards, Knicks get LaMelo. Or unless Golden State trades out of 1 to a team that wants LaMelo.
Yeah.
So I could still see it, even if we don't get the first.
Yo. I don't see Wiseman going.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on how high, Golden State or other teams are on.
Maybe I'm expecting Spencer and Jake.
Yeah.
Who both said they don't see Wiseman going 1. They see more 10.
Jake thought he was. I mean, Spencer thought he was dropping.
Yeah.
Spencer thought he was dropping down. So
yeah,
we shall see, man. We shall see. Let me shout out a couple more super chats before we roll. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Quinn kept it a buck, JLs. He said, damn that MJ documentary, man.
Yo, I can't. Yo, that was me, dog. That was me. That was my whole existence.
I don't know what else is gonna be on. I mean, clearly he's watching us, so we appreciate it. But from now until the end of the night, he's gonna be watching reruns or something, man. I don't know, Sanford and Son or something, bro.
I mean, he's gonna be watching old YouTube clips of Knicks stuff.
Yeah, maybe, man. Or you can catch up on old content from the Nick of Time show or Knicks Fan TV, because we got plenty in the archives, man. You guys gotta make sure you catch up on the content, the draft episodes, the interviews, everything.
Yep.
For me, if you click on your eye icon at your top right, you'll see all the latest shows that we did. Click on those, and yeah, man, the archives is definitely lit. JL's good show, my dude.
All right,
let's get out of here, man.
Oh, cool. Oh, no, Mitch.
Mitch? What were we saying about Mitch?
Did you want to talk Mitch or not?
I mean, the only thing about Mitch was really just that his high school coach was really complimentary of Mike Miller and the job that he was doing with him this year. The thing about Mitch was that the coach complimented Miller, said that Miller was really working with Mitch on his handles and his jump shooting. And that was a topic that a lot of the fan base is waiting on. When is Mitch going to start taking jumpers? When is he going to start taking the mid-range or threes? From what you hear is that Miller even went down to Louisiana to meet with Mitch. He was working with him in Summer League 2 seasons ago. So it seems like they're working with him on that part of his game, contrary to what people may think. So I just think it's a matter of when do they trust him and when does he trust himself to go out there and let it fly.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I got from that article was because, you kind of thought, like, why isn't Mitch taking these shots? Why is the coaching staff or him? Is the coaching staff or him? To me, if I felt like Fizz was always the type of person to encourage you to shoot.
Yeah. So
I was very surprised to see Mitch not shoot more specifically when Fizz was here. Because he was making Enes Kanter shoot.
True. True story. Fizz was allowing guys to stretch. Obviously, Randall, he was definitely allowing guys to stretch their game. So, good point. Why didn't we see that with Mitch either?
Yeah, and then we heard about him shooting in high school. In the article, they talk about him shooting in high school. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, from the article, I guess what I took from it is he's not. Maybe the coaching staff is telling him not to. I think that's kind of what I got from the article.
Yeah, well, right now his role is he's rim running. He's the roll guy. He's a dive man on the pick and rolls and everything. So let's see. Let's see if that expands.
Yeah, that, and it seems like maybe Mike Miller is what he says he is. He's a development coach.
Yeah. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Well, good show, JLs. Let's definitely catch back up midweek. With the fan base, and for those of you who missed out on the calls, definitely call back later this week when we go back up. JLs, go ahead and close out, man.
Man, salute to everybody watching on the Nick of Time show. Definitely. If you have not subscribed to youtube.com/Nick of Time show. Also, can you watch all the old episodes on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and all these podcast platforms. Check out old episodes of the Nick of Time show. Don't forget the dub. That is the Nick of Time show. You can also get some merch. It might be a little slower than usual because of the Roni, but you can still get merch. We got Kevin Knox merch, Franklin Lakina, RJ Barrett, Mitch, Keys. If you didn't know, I draw illustration, art school, 8 years. Shirts are made by your boy J. Ellis, so cop those. Also, if you want, at thenickoftimeshow.com, where you can get those merches and read the articles. That is all. Back to you, CP.
Sure, good show, J. Ellis. And so to you guys once again, everybody who came through to chop it up with us. Almost 400 people, man. There's no basketball. It's kind of a tough time going on. So we definitely appreciate everybody giving us their attention and giving us their time. Once again, please share these videos. If you want to support us, you saw the super chats coming in. You could also send them a PayPal, a Cash App, Venmo, whatever the case may be. All the links are down below. But if not, we know times are tough, and we understand that. By no means are you expected to donate, but you could do these 3 things. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and share these videos. Those 3 things go a long way in promoting the show. Brings more people in, more viewers in, more people on the phone like Quinn. Quinn from Baltimore. I like Quinn, JLs. He kept it a buck. He said, forget that MJ documentary, man. I'm watching reruns of The Wire.
That was me, man. That used to be me for like 20 years, though.
Yeah.
I broke like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. He said, get off your high horse, man. I'm watching The Wire today,
I gotta respect that. I forgot who I was.
That's it, man. So anyway, definitely Bad Book 1. Definitely want everybody in the chat, definitely chat out Bad Book 1. Speedy recovery to your mom as well. Pranav, I appreciate it. Michael Parker, #1 fan of the show, appreciate it. John Talento, appreciate it. Andre Ricardo Bryant, Pranav, Alexi, Infamous New King, appreciate it. Who you want to shout out, JLs?
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Fritz Alexander. Alessandro. Shout out to Moise Perez. Says he likes Miller. Shout out to my guy Will from LI. Always represent. Shout out to you as well.
It's my
John Talento. Yeah, John Talento be chat hopping. Mars Jetson. He's over here with his boy Elroy and them. And T Money. Shout out to T Money.
Yeah,
and Craig Williams too.
Craig Williams, appreciate
Craig
it. Everybody be safe. Check out some of the old content. If you're not going to watch The Last Dance tonight, be sure to check out my interview with Gerald Brown. Had some crazy untold stories from the early Knicks versus Jordan days, Knicks versus Celtics. Definitely check out that interview and let me know what you think. And we'll catch up with you guys later on this week, man. Have a good one, people. Peace.